Alright guys, I just woke up and I want to talk to you about some of the spirits I work with and how I personally view them. I would say that for us, because of our plurality of consciousness and autism, the way we interact with spirits may be different from how others do, and for us, the spirits are extremely anthropomorphized, as in they absolutely do, for us, appear in a characterized, personified way, whereas they may not to everyone. Our brain interprets spirits as full-blown people, but a lot of that has to do with our plurality of consciousness, and the way that we perceive them may be different from how others perceive them in their own work. So I see these all as, in our opinion, the gods are what they represent. So a god like Baphomet of occult balance, to us, their truest form would literally be occult balance. A god like Samael, who is mythologically the arch enemy of Israel and the angel of death, and in Judaism, and some occultists see them as synonymous with Lucifer, but I'll try not to go into that part for now. And they are seen as the ruler of Mars, and they are seen as the vengeance and poison and venom and perfume of God, the venom of God. So I would see Samael as literally being an embodiment of divine perfume, poison, Mars energy, righteous vengeance, fury, fighting, passion, anger, all the like Mars energy things, but also I would say that they are an embodiment of sort of divine fury, the way that I see Samael, and also death, fury, among other things. And hearing that description of them might make you wonder, why would anyone want to work with Samael? But I could say personally, as someone who Samael is my highest revered Satan figure, that the reason someone actually would want to work with Samael is that if you are someone who, for example, is like us, who was being abused by someone else for years, Samael can help you get in touch with your own fury, with your own inner destruction, and can help you learn to fight back, and potentially, well, in our case, they helped us become more awake to the ways in which we were being abused, and they helped us to be angry, to feel our feelings, which helped us realize that we shouldn't be being treated that way, and in time leave that, and they helped us throughout that entire process. So the reason someone might want to be with an embodiment of divine venom and fury is because if you are someone who is who is vulnerable, who is being harmed, that's actually something that can help you, that you need to have, I would say, to escape, or that you need to have your own inside of yourself fury in order to leave abuse. And so a god of that can help you actually get in touch with that part of yourself. That's why it matters. I hope this makes sense. I actually am among the occultists who views Samael and Lucifer as different names for the same person, even though Lucifer is associated with the planet Venus, so creative energy and more other things, and sometimes the sun, whereas Samael is associated with Mars and the moon. And then Azazel, which I also see as a synonymous entity, is associated with Saturn, but they're all just different interpretations of a Satan figure in my eyes that are all older than Christianity, although I would say that Azazel and Samael are specifically originally Jewish Satans, whereas Lucifer goes back further to the Greek. But yeah, anyways, I think that that is what Samael embodies to me, among other things. That is not only what they embody to me, but I'm not going to go into that here. Another entity who I work with is Bezaliel, which is from Enoch, which is one of the Watchers in Enoch. And actually, Bezaliel was such a controversial name that it's omitted or removed from certain translations of the Enoch. I suspect personally to prevent wizards such as myself from invoking him. But you know what? It didn't work because people still got a hold of the frickin' name. And people who know how to use names know how to, from names alone, meet things. And yeah, so it's not going to work if you omit it, if it's still accessible to some of us. But yeah, Bezaliel is an angel or a watcher or a fallen angel who I would see to be an embodiment of shadow, as their name suggests, the shadow of God. I would see them to be sort of like a Leviathan type entity where there are a bunch of other things combined into one, because the name Shadow of God brings to our mind like a bunch of different shadowy figures as one. And that's kind of how we see Bezaliel. But we also see Bezaliel as nighttime, because nighttime is just the shadow of day, and when there is no light from the sun, and also void. So like in the void of space, there is no day or night. So I see them as the void of space, as nighttime, and as literally being all shadows as one shadow. So like all shadows, like the shadow you cast on the wall, all shadows as one, but then also sort of a divine shadow of different shadowy spirits unified as one. So I definitely see them as a Satan figure as well. And as like an underworld figure as well. But this video is getting kind of long, so I'll probably end it here. I think I just wanted to talk about it because it was on my mind. And even though I do say that what they actually are is these abstract concepts, for our brain and the way we perceive them, it is very anthropomorphized, very characterized. We do interact with them like as people because our brain perceives them that way. And a lot of spirits we work with also end up becoming our DID headmates, as we do have DID, or plurality of consciousness. And that is another way that our brain interprets these things as well, is like as a part of us that can help us. And if our brain decides, oh, this thing is big and powerful and can protect us, it will take them into us to protect us. But yeah.